so we'll go ahead and get started. So come to a seat. And just so you know, Clint, who just magically appeared behind me, my partner, is going to demo for me today. I'm still dealing with a minor sports injury, so just recovering from that. So go ahead and find a seat, and you can sit on your shins like Clint is doing in Vajrasan, or you might take a cross-legged seat, whatever seat is comfortable for you. And then stack your head over your shoulders and your shoulders over your hips. And close your eyes. Palms can be face down on your thighs if you're feeling a bit frazzled at all this morning or this early afternoon, depending on where you're at, what time zone you're in. Or if you feel like you're a little lethargic, you could use some energy. Turn your palms face up instead. We won't be here too long at the beginning. I want to give us plenty of time to move, especially nowadays. Most of us probably aren't moving as much as we'd like. But we're just going to take a moment to settle in here. So just notice how you're feeling this morning. Notice what thoughts are passing through your mind. Any physical sensations you're experiencing in your body. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Fill your body up with breath. Part your lips and sigh it out your mouth. Nice. And then lick and seal your lips closed here. And begin to breathe in and out through your nose only. Creating a gentle whisper-like action in the back of your throat for your Ujjayi breath. It's that same action as if you were standing in front of a mirror and your mouth were open. You would fog up that mirror. The next time you breathe in through your nose, breathe in just a third of the way up and then pause. And then breathe into 2/3 of your air, pause. And then all the way up to the top of the breath, pause. Slowly breathe out now. Yeah, we'll do that again. Inhale just a third of your air. Pause. Inhale 2/3. Pause. Inhale that last third. Pause. And then slowly breathe out. We'll be here for about half a minute more with this breath at your own pace. Take time to slowly finish your final round of this pranayama, this breath work, with the pauses. No rush. And then come back to your in and out nose Ujjayi breath without the pauses. bring your hands together in prayer, and then bring your thumbs to your third eye, the seat of enlightenment, that space between your eyebrows just above your nose. I'd like to set the intention or offer the intention today of really letting each moment be full, be purposeful, not in a super effortful way, just in a way that allows us to enjoy each moment of our lives rather than rushing towards something else. Especially useful if you're feeling a little cabin fever right now. So let's set this intention together of just enjoying each moment for what it is. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Fill your body up with breath. Fill all the way up into your third eye with this intention. Part your lips, sigh it out. Nice. And then gently release your hands. Float your eyes open. Come back to your in and out nose breath. And we'll do a little shoulder work here in a toe squat. So I can even do this with you. This one shouldn't be too bad for me. So Clint and I are tucking our toes. And then I even reach back for my pinky toes and actually get them tucked as well, because oftentimes the pinky toe does not want to come all the way down. So you can leave your hips lifted if you find that it's a little intense for you. If you bring your hips back to sit on your heels, you're going to feel more intensity in the bottoms of your feet. So we're going to be here a couple moments opening the shoulders. If at any point in time you need to either lift your hips or even untuck your toes and sit your hips back on your heels with the tops of the feet down, that's totally fine. Okay, so from here, interlace your fingers. Inhale, palms reach away from your heart and then up and overhead. Exhale, soften your shoulders down your back, a little bend into your elbows. And then inhale, reach your palms up. Exhale, release your hands. They come behind you. Interlace your fingers behind your back. You can keep your elbows bent there, or maybe you squeeze the elbows in, and as you do so, the arms might begin to straighten, reaching the fists a little down and back. Let your tailbone settle. Take a big inhale there. Exhale, gently release your hands. They come forward again. And then inhale, right elbow over your left, either hugging your shoulders or hooking your arms. Inhale, let your elbows and your gaze go up. So you're arching your spine like cow. As you exhale, round through your back. Elbows come down, gaze goes down for cat-like pose. Inhale, come to neutral. Exhale, unwind, open up, cactus arms. Inhale, reach your inner elbows a little bit back. Exhale, left elbow over right, hugging or hooking. Inhale, elbows and gaze up, arch through your spine. Exhale, round, let the elbows reach a little away from your shoulders, tuck your chin. Inhale, back to neutral. Exhale, unwind, cactus arms. Inhale, open up. And then exhale, interlace your fingers in front of your heart. Press your palms away. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release, interlace your fingers behind you. See if you can get the opposite thumb on top this time. Inhale, reach back through the fists or just squeeze the elbows. Exhale, hands come forward, right elbow over left. Inhale, elbows up, gaze up, arch the spine. Exhale, round, gaze goes down. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, open it up. Inhale, reach the elbows a little back. Exhale, left elbow over right, hugging or hooking. Inhale, elbows and gaze up. Cow-like pose. Exhale, round through your spine, cat. Inhale, back to neutral. Exhale, unwind. Inhale, inner elbows a little back. And then exhale, hands come down, untuck your toes, and you can even tap the tops of your feet down. Yeah, putting some blood flow back into the feet. Nice. And then make your way into downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, that's the word. Sanskrit. Almost sounds like gibberish sometimes. There's something quite nice about that. So in your down dog, press the floor away, spread wide through your fingers. You can bend one knee and the other if you like. to pedal out the legs. Let the head say a little bit yes and no for the neck, perhaps. Just see what it's like to be in down dog now. First down dog. Most likely for most of us, it's the first down dog of the day. Something like a toe squat is really nice to practice being in the moment because it can be easy to want to get out of the toe squat. Now we're in down dog, which it might be a place for you that feels a little more like somewhere you can hang out, but maybe not. So just notice as we move and breathe this morning that there are going to be places that feel to you like, oh, I could hang out here and be swell, be content. And there are probably places where you'll hang out or end up that feel like you want to move through them quickly and say goodbye to them almost as soon as you meet them. So just notice without too much judgment or overanalysis, if you can, when those things come up. Take one more inhale here. Exhale there. Inhale, look forward between your hands. Exhale, bend into your knees. Take a slow walk of your feet towards the top of your mat into a standing forward fold. Uttanasana. Your feet can be hip width or a little bit wider here. Any amount of bending in your knees is welcome. Let your head just hang. You can shift your weight a little forward and back in your feet or side to side. I like to imagine I'm standing in sand when I do this. There's something about the quality of something that's malleable under your feet that feels really nice. For these last few moments in this fold, you might enjoy letting your arms hang, or you could take an arm variation, perhaps ragdoll, bending into your elbows, letting your hands hold opposite elbows as your elbows reach away from one another, like opposing magnets, so that there's a little more space between your scapula, your shoulder blades on your back. Now we've done a fair amount of shoulder work already. If you feel pretty comfortable, you might interlace your fingers behind your back, and you can keep your elbows bent again there and they can squeeze in towards one another, or you might straighten into your arms a bit and send the fists overhead. If you do have the arms interlaced behind you, feel the action as if, but you're not going to, as if your hands are trying to split open and apart, but they won't. Yeah. And then take one more inhale wherever you're at. Exhale, gently release any arm variation you've got going. Put a teeny bend into your knees. Inhale, hands come up to your shins, shoulders down your back, look forward. Ardha Uttanasana, getting length in the back. Exhale, fold over your legs. We'll do that twice more. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha. Exhale, fold. One more. Inhaling through your nose, expanding with breath. Exhale out your nose, let it go. And then inhale, press down through your feet. Reach your arms out and up, rise up, Urdhva Hasta. Hands can stop at shoulder width or palms can touch as you look up a bit. Exhale, turn your palms out, press the air down beside you, Samastitihi. Really nice. And then palms forward, Tadasana, mountain pose. Big inhale. Slow exhale, ground down through your feet. We'll move a bit more. Inhale, press down through your feet, reach your arms out and up, let your tailbone be heavy. Exhale, a little bend in your knees, come up, out, and over your legs. Fold, Uttanasana, surrender your head. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Listen carefully. Place your right hand just below your heart. You can come onto fingertips if you need to be a little higher, or even place something underneath your hand for a little more support. And then put a slight bend into your right knee. Inhale, open your left arm up to the left. Now you can look down at your hand, out to the left, or up towards your left hand. Just depends on the comfort of your neck this morning. One more inhale there. Exhale, left hand down, look down. Little bend in your left knee. Inhale, open up to your right, looking down, out, or up. We'll stay here one more breath this first time. Inhale, reaching a little back through that right hip, and then exhale, fold. Now we'll just move with the breath. So on your inhale, you'll open up, twisting to your left. Exhale, you'll fold back down. Surrender your head. Inhale to the right. Exhale, fold. You've got 2 more rounds with your breath. going at your pace, so it doesn't have to be the pace you're seeing Clint occupy on the screen. Follow your breath. It's okay if you're a little ahead or a little behind. In a way, that's sort of a luxury of having this practice be in separate spaces where we can't see each other, because maybe we're not quite as poised to be at the same pace or doing the exact same things. So head heavy here in your fold. Let a breath go once you get there. And then inhale halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold here. Plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Big inhale, slow exhale. Inhale, look forward between your hands. Exhale, step your right foot forward inside your right thumb. It's okay if you need to bring your left knee down to do that. And then we'll all lift the left knee once we get there. So if your left knee's down, lift it up. Inhale, reach forward through your heart. And then exhale, lower that left knee down. Nice. Press into your right heel. Let your hips back a little out of the pose. And then inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Anjaneyasana. Nice. Exhale, navel in and up. Keep that. Let your hips sink forward again. And then bend into your elbows. Cactus arms. Nice. Inhale, reach the inner elbows a little bit back. Exhale, let the elbows meet, palms face you. And then inhale, open up, reach your arms up there. As you exhale, hands come down, step back, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your left foot forward inside your left thumb. It's okay if you bring your right knee down to do that. Once you get set up, and something might be under your hands here if you need in order to create a little space. Once you get set up, that right knee lifts again. Inhale, reach forward through your heart first, and then exhale, set the knee down. Now press into your left heel, let your hips back a little away. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Nice. Navel in and up. Keep that. Exhale, let your hips come forward and bend into your elbows. Inhale, reach the inner elbows a little back. Exhale, elbows touch in front of you as your palms face you. And then inhale, open the elbows out, reach your arms back up. Exhale, hands come forward and down. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, step back, downward facing dog. So we're moving at a pace that's fairly steady, but not so fast that we're rushing through things that we can't even really be in the poses. That's sort of what we're going for. Take one more inhale here. Exhale here. Nice. And then inhale, look forward between your hands again. Exhale, step your right foot forward inside your right thumb. Inhale, reach forward through your heart. Exhale, lower your left knee down. Inhale, let your hips melt, navel in and up, reach your arms up. Maybe even palms touch here if that feels okay, and you reach a little back, teeny tiny back bend. Exhale, hands down. Left hand will stay down. Right arm will open up into a twist here. You can even bring your left hand into a fist. That's less intense on the wrist. I usually prefer to do that. Let your right knee reach a little in towards your heart here. And then if you like, you can keep your left knee down or tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, a little more strength in the legs. Take one more inhale in your twist. Exhale, left knee down if it's lifted, right hand down. And then shift your hips back, peel your right toes back, Ardha Hanumanasana, walking your hands back. So maybe you're coming back onto fingertips, or I'm grabbing blocks in case Clint wants them. That's up to him. But you might want something under your hands. Again, it doesn't have to be yoga blocks. It doesn't have to be fancy to be purposeful. So come up just one moment to let your right hip reach a little back, left hip a little forward. Reach forward through your heart. Keep a teeny tiny or a bigger bend in your right knee. And then from your heart, fold forward over your right leg. Yeah, a couple breaths here into your right hamstrings. And to make this a tiny bit more active for your hamstrings, even as we open them up, strengthening them as well, feel the action of very subtly dragging your right heel in towards you. So the right heel won't move, but it isometrically activates there. Take one more inhale. Exhale. And then inhale, reach forward through your heart. Exhale, bend back into your right knee, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, step back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Big inhale, slow exhale. And then inhale, look forward between your hands. Exhale, step your left foot forward inside your left thumb. Inhale, reach forward through your heart. Exhale, lower that right knee down. Inhale, press into your left heel, rise up, Anjaneyasana. Think navel in and up to protect you even as you sink. Maybe hands meet as you reach a little up and back. Exhale, hands down. Right hand stays down. Left arm opens out and up to the left. Inhale into your twist. Maybe you're tucking your right toes, lifting your right knee here if you want. One more inhale. Exhale, left hand comes down, right knee down, and then peel your hips back. Peel the left toes back, flex through the toes. Yeah, come up part way. Reach your left hip a little back, right hip a little forward. Teeny tiny or bigger bend in that left knee. Inhale through your heart. Exhale, fold from your heart. Over that left leg, send your breath into your left hamstrings. Notice the story in your mind. How are you talking to yourself? Could it be more compassionate? Could it be more fun? It almost always can. Take one more inhale. Exhale. And then inhale, halfway up, reach forward through your heart. Exhale, bend back into your left knee there. Hands come forward. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, step back, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Big inhale into your back ribs. Slow exhale. And then inhale, round forward to plank, top of a push-up, shoulders over your wrists. Exhale, stay there. You can bring your knees down to support you here. That's totally cool. With knees down or up, you're still getting a lot of engagement through the core. Think navel in and up, press the floor away with your hands. So resist the floor. And then last inhale here, reach a little forward through your heart. Look a tiny bit forward. And then exhale, either knee stay up or down as you slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Keep your elbows in close to your sides. Yeah. Nice. And then come on to one cheek. Reach your hands back behind you, palms face down. And your feet can come up into the air and your shins can windshield wiper a little side to side. So it's nice just to see how, as we move and breathe, there are some moments like this one, for me, this windshield wiper thing. It's always a great way just to go, okay, you're good, you're cool. You don't have to be so effortful, even in the more effortful poses. Bring your forehead to the earth here. Gently press your pubic bone down. Let a breath go. Keep the pubic bone gently pressing down to protect your low back. And then inhale, your shoulders lift, forehead lifts, back of your heart lifts. Look down your nose and a little forward for Locust Pose. Yeah. Reach through your fingertips towards your feet. So you feel your shoulder blades soften down your back. And the inner tips of your shoulder blades, your scapula, are trying to kiss one another. Whew. Maybe you're hovering hands and feet. That's up to you. Just check in with your low back. You always want to make sure that not overdoing it here. So you can always bring hands and feet back down if you need to. Take one more inhale there. Exhale. Come on down. Yeah, maybe opposite cheek. If you want, you can windshield wiper there. Or even just leave your legs long and let your hips slosh a little bit side to side. Nice. Now come on forward for Sphinx Pose. Coming up onto your forearms, shoulders over your elbows, hands flat. So just check with your eyes that your shoulders are actually over your elbows. Sometimes they're not when we think they are. It's part of being human. Let your belly drop a little bit here. Lift through your heart. Use your hands to gently drag the floor towards you. So you'll feel your shoulders re-engage with your back that way. Inhale there. And then exhale, begin to round back through your spine like cat. Navel in and up. Now you can stay with the knees down, or if you like, tuck your toes, lift your knees, hug inner thighs in and up, and come to forearm plank. Yeah, we're going to take one more inhale. Knees are either up in forearm plank or they're down supporting you. Exhale, knees come down if they're lifted, untuck toes, lower thighs, belly, ribs. Come back to Sphinx, lift through the heart. Big inhale. Really nice. And then exhale, walk your elbows gently out, rest on one cheek for a moment, maybe just slowing down your breath or taking a little windshield wiper if that feels good, or a slosh in the hips. Last thing here. So forehead back to the earth, gently press your pubic bone down. Hands come next to either side of your floating ribs, setting up for Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana. Elbows bent above your wrists. Let a breath go. Keep your pubic bone gently pressing down, and then inhale, forehead, chest, and belly peel off the earth. Any amount. You can stay super low. You might even gently hover your hands and test your back strength a little bit there. Or if you want, we've done quite a bit of shoulder opening, you might feel good pressing into your hands, getting a little bit higher. Really grip the mat with your fingertips and then feel the action of dragging the earth in towards you a bit. Yeah, big inhale. Exhale, belly, chest, lower down, forehead as well. And then tuck your toes, listen carefully. Navel goes in and up first, and then you're going to do a little reverse push-up, either onto your knees or right up to plank. And then either from knees or plank, hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Find your breath. You might have to find your stance again. Yeah, and just notice where you're at now. Now, if you've been in my flow classes lately, you may have encountered what I'm working with as far as the shoulders are concerned in terms of those flows. Basically what we just did, the lowering down to the belly, taking a back bend, and then coming back to down dog, although that first time we took quite a few back bends. So as we move and breathe for the rest of class this morning, I'd like to encourage you to mix up your back bends. So once we come to the belly, mix it up. Sometimes you can take locust, reaching back through the hands. Sometimes you can come onto the forearms for Sphinx, or maybe you're taking Cobra or even up dog. Really good to mix things up for the shoulders so we're not just doing repetitive, redundant action. Take one more inhale here. Exhale there. Feet a little closer together in your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Exhale, bend your right knee. Stack your right hip a little open over your left. Take a big inhale there. Press your left thigh back in space. Exhale, straighten your right leg. Rotate the hip back to face the earth. Inhale, look forward between your hands. Exhale, step your right foot inside your right thumb. Yeah. And then inhale here, reach forward through your heart. As you exhale, you're going to begin to turn onto the outside edge of your left foot. So other way, outside edge, yeah. And then turn your right toes to the right and begin to heel toe your right foot just a little bit further back so the foot can stay planted. Nice, and let your left hip melt down. Left hand stays planted, reach your right arm back. Hello, outside of hip, a little side body opening in that left side. Take one more inhale, exhale. And then inhale, slowly press into your left hand, reach your right arm up and overhead, turn the right toes forward. Nice. And now you're going to turn the toes in towards one another to the left side of your mat and walk your hands to the middle of your mat, just underneath your heart. Yeah, little prasarita. It's okay. This first time, we're going to flow through this later, but this first time you might need a moment to set up. This foot seems a little far back of that one. Yeah, there you go. Nice wide stance, toes a little in, heels a little out, prasarita. Let your head hang heavy, shift your weight a little forward into the balls of your feet. And then right hand is going to come underneath your heart. You can come up onto fingertips or feel free to grab something to put a little bit under your heart. And then let your left hip reach a little back in space. Inhale, or sorry, right hip reach a little back in space. Yeah. Inhale, open your left arm up to the left. Yeah, so we're trying to resist letting that right hip totally melt forward like it wants to. Take one more inhale here in this twist. Nice. Exhale, left hand comes down. Listen carefully. You're going to turn back into your lunge at the front of the mat. So right knee bends, left heel turns up. Yeah, and then left hand replants, right toes turn back out to the right. You're again onto the outside edge of that left foot, reaching back through your right hand. Just one inhale here. Exhale, reach up and overhead, turn back into your prasarita twist. Inhale, open up there to your left. Nice. Exhale, slowly bring it back, reaching back into Side body opener there. Nice inhale. Exhale to switch it out. Nice. So now we're moving one breath, one movement between these poses. And you might find that you need 1 or 2 breaths in the transition or in the pose. So go at your own pace. You don't have to rush this. I don't want you to rush it. But we're linking breath to movement. So if that means you need an inhale and an exhale, a full round of breath to get into a pose, rather than just inhaling in one and exhaling in the other, that's okay.
Your mat's too sticky.
Is the mat sticking to you?
It's too good of a mat.
It's too good of a mat to use on carpet. Nice. Last round here. So once you get back to your lunge, yeah, you don't need to come back into the pose, just into the lunge. There you go. Step back to downward facing dog. Hello. Okay, when you get to your down dog, slow down your breath. Notice how you're feeling. If you need a moment to rest, feel free to bring your knees down and wide, sit your hips back towards your heels, take a child's pose, let your belly soften. Clint, you can stay there if you want to. Or you could stay in down dog for a couple moments. If you're like, I really want to move right now, go ahead and take a flow. On your next inhale, you can round forward to plank, knees either up or down. Exhale, lower either halfway to chaturanga, 90-degree bend in the elbows, or all the way to your belly. And then take your back bend on your inhale, whether it's locust, reaching the arms back behind you, Sphinx on the forearms, or Cobra, hands by the chest. Maybe even lifting up a little higher, lifting the tops of the thighs in up dog. And then exhale, navel in and up, either from your knees or plank. Make your way back, downward facing dog. Find your breath. We'll all meet in down dog when you're ready. But truthfully, it's okay if you skip something. It's okay if you miss something, especially if you're dealing with any injuries right now or anything that feels like, maybe a little bit wonky in your body. Just want to honor that, especially because we can't be in the room together. So it's you. It's on you to figure it out. No pressure. Take one more inhale here. Exhale there. Walk your feet a little bit closer together. Inhale, lift your left leg up and back. Exhale, bend the knee, stack the hip, roll a little open. Pause there, press the floor away. Inhale. And then on your exhale, straighten the left leg, rotate the hip back down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step the left foot inside the left thumb. Nice. This first time, we're going to take a couple breaths to just introduce the flow on this side of the body. So turn onto the outside edge of your right heel. Right hand just below your shoulder, maybe even a little forward. And then your heel toeing your left foot a little down your mat towards the back of the mat to give you space. Now you reach the left hand back towards the back of the mat. Whew. Letting your right hip sink. Hello, side body. A place we often forget exists. Take one more inhale. Exhale. And then inhale, reach that left arm up and overhead as you press into your right hand. Now you're pivoting slowly to the right, so that nice wide stance. Toes a little in, so you're a little pigeon-toed. Heels a little out. Prasarita, head heavy. Yeah, take a moment in the fold first. I know, we want to get on to the next thing. You know what's really tempting is that when we know what's coming, it's a lot harder to be present. Because we know where we're going and our body just goes, if I could just get there, then I don't have all the excitement and all the adrenaline about doing it. But even when we know where we're going, it's important to take each moment for what it is. One, so we don't get injured, but two, just in life in general, so we can enjoy our lives without them passing us by too quickly. Now left hand down below your heart. Reach your left hip a little back in space to resist the twist a bit. And then inhale, begin to peel your heart open to the right. You can reach that right arm up. I do want to say, again, just like we did in our twist in Uttanasana at the beginning, you can look down or out rather than up. That feels better on your neck today. Take one more inhale here. Exhale gently, right hand comes down. Now we're pivoting back towards that left foot, turning the left toes forward, turning the right heel up. And nice, coming onto the outside edge of the right foot, coming back into that side body stretch. Inhale, exhale, press up, transition. So for me, and we're going to keep moving through this at your own pace, inhaling into the twist. Yeah. For me, I quite like using my exhale to transition between the two poses and using the inhale in the pose. So you might experiment with that over these next few rounds, or you might find that another process of syncing your breath works better for you in this moment, and that's great. Last one here. So whenever you finish with the twist, after your last twist, you'll come back into the lunge. It is a sticky mat, truly. Inhale, reach your heart forward. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. So I find that floating between those two positions is not only nice for the hips and spine and linking breath to movement, but also for the shoulders to really create that support and that opening between holding that sort of side plank-like pose and then up into a twist. Slow down your breath here. Feel free to stay in down dog or take a child's pose, or maybe you want to flow, coming forward to plank, supported or unsupported. Exhale, lowering down, and then inhale, switch up your back bend. What haven't you done yet? Maybe a locust, maybe a sphinx, maybe a cobra, or an up dog. And then exhale, make your way slowly, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha, big inhale, slow exhale. From downward facing dog, bring your knees down to the earth for a moment. Yeah, hips will stay above your knees. Go ahead and walk your hands a generous step forward for puppy dog pose, letting your forehead melt towards the earth. Feel free to bring something underneath your forehead, like a block or a makeshift block. Shoulders melt down your back here, so you're keeping the hips above the knees. This is a nice way to slow down the breath, very similar to child's pose, but we're letting the shoulders get in on the opening here as well. So slow down your breath and just notice what the self-conversation is here. Being present, living moment to moment, trying to find or create more contentment has less to do with forcing yourself to be happy than it just has to do with noticing what currently is. What is true now, rather than what was true last night or a month ago, or what you think might be true in 2 weeks or 2 months or 2 years. What's true now? Let one more breath go here. And then gently walk your hands back underneath your shoulders, coming back towards the tabletop. Nice. And now we're going to bring the forearms down. Yeah. And set up into interlaced fingers, elbows underneath your shoulders. So you might have to walk the elbows a little bit in. So hands are interlaced, elbows are under your shoulders. And gently press your elbows a little in towards one another and resist the floor with your forearms. And let your scapula, so your shoulder blades, reach a little away from one another. Whoo, hello, shoulders. Keep that. You can stay here if you're like, working this is a lot, which it is. I'm even doing it just sitting upright. You can stay here, or maybe you tuck your toes, walk your feet back into forearm plank. Yeah, you might need a little more space. There you go. And then if you're in forearm plank, inner thigh spin in and up. You can always bring knees down to support you here if you need. If you want to try dolphin, keep everything in the arms. Gently walk the feet in, sending the hips up and back, letting the heart melt and the head gets heavy. But I really want you to keep that action of pressing the floor away with the forearms. And then feeling the scapula, the shoulder blades reach a little apart. Now, you might be coming down into child's pose at any point in time. That's totally fine. You could already be there. That's fine. If you've got dolphin and you want, you can hover 1 foot an inch or 2 above the earth, or maybe a foot or 2 above the earth. Yeah, for a breath or so. And then you can let the other side give it a try. See if you can breathe into what's true rather than feeling rushed to get out of the pose. And then gently walk the feet back to forearm plank if you're in dolphin. From forearm plank, bring the knees down. Nice. You can make your way into Sphinx. Let your hands settle down. Inhale. Yeah, and then exhale, walk the elbows out. Come onto one cheek for a moment. A little windshield wiper or a slosh could feel really good. Yeah. Nice. And then hands next to either side of your floating ribs. If you want to take a back bend before we make our way back, totally cool. You could take any back bend you want. Otherwise, tuck your toes, navel in and up. Press into your hands, either from knees or plank. Make your way back, downward facing dog. Might have to shuffle a little forward. Yeah, do a little bear crawl. And then take a big inhale there. Exhale there. Inhale, feet a little closer together. Exhale. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, bend the knees, stack the hip, roll a bit open. Inhale. Exhale, straighten the leg, rotate the hip, back down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your right foot forward inside your right thumb. Nice. Inhale, reach your arms up, high lunge, come all the way up. Exhale, navel in and up. And then inhale, pitch halfway forward. Exhale, reach your hands back behind you, palms down. If you need to bring your hands together in front of your heart or even on your right thigh to help you out, totally fine. Otherwise, reach your hands back, reach through your fingertips, and then a little bend in your left knee. Press off your big left toe to rise up. Bhujangasana. Warrior 3. Virabhadrasana 3. Yeah, but with like a locust upper body here. So really finding that lift, that reach back through the fingertips. It's okay if that right knee is bent. Now, I want you to inhale, reach your arms forward or to your heart if that feels better for you. And then exhale, slowly begin to stand up. Bring your left knee into your chest. If you can, without touching the left foot to the floor. It's okay if it touches down. Left knee comes in. Nice. And now give just a gentle hug in with the knee. Yeah, find your breath. And then grow a root down through your big right toe. We're going to set up for tree on this left side. If you want, you can turn to face them for a moment, so feel free to step out of it. Yeah, so right foot down. And then you can go ahead and step your left sole of foot in next to your right ankle, or maybe up into your right shin and calf, or you can reach down and pull it up into your inner thigh. Any of those places is great. And then press your foot into your leg and press your leg back into your foot. Hands can come to your heart here. Nice. Find your breath, slow things down. Did a lot of flowing. Soften your gaze. Tune in. What's the self-conversation? It's not that you have to change it. It's just becoming aware of what's true now. For these last couple moments, a little shoulder variation if you want it. Your hands can stay at heart if you'd rather. You can reach your arms up, cross one wrist in front of the other so the palms touch one another. Yeah, here, I'll show you like that.
Boy,
Yeah. Not easy to do at the same time. So the palms press against one another. And then it feels like the shoulder blades are widening just a bit. Yeah. So maybe I'll tilt it up a little bit so they can see. Aha. Hands pressed against one another. Something to try. Take one more inhale wherever you're at. Maybe on your exhale you even close your eyes a moment. And then gently release your hands. They can come to your heart or your hips. And step your left foot down. Top of your mat, Tadasana. Let a breath go, empty out. Inhale, press down through your feet. Reach your arms out and up. Exhale, fold over your legs, Uttanasana, head heavy. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Maybe it's dog, maybe it's child's pose, maybe it's a flow, changing up your back bend. And then down dog. Last flow, last side of the flow, and then we'll slow things down. So feet a little closer together. Inhale, lift your left leg up and back. Exhale, bend the knee, stack the hip, roll a bit open. Inhale. Exhale, straighten the leg, rotate the hip back down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step the left foot forward. And then inhale, navel in and up. Reach your arms up, high lunge. Exhale here, pitch halfway forward. Then reach the hands back behind you, or feel free to bring hands to heart or to that left thigh. And then little bend in your right knee. Press off that big right toe, spring up. Back of your heart lifts you up. It's okay if you wobble out. You just wobble right back in. Find your breath. Nothing like a balancing pose to bring you to the moment, exactly. Hands can be at heart if you prefer. Really reach back through the fingertips. Let the inner shoulder blades kiss. Inhale. Exhale. Hands reach forward or come to your heart. Begin to bend into that left knee to rise up. Right knee bends in and up. And then go ahead and reach your hands down for your knee. Give it a little support. And then we're setting up for a tree on this second side. So Clint's going to turn to face you. And the sole of the foot can be next to your left ankle or left shin and calf. Maybe you reach down, pull it up into your inner thigh. And then if you took that shoulder variation, no rush to get into it. So we know where we're going. But if we rush, then sometimes that's the moment when we fall out. I used to have a teacher that would say, slow down to go fast. And I love that saying. If we're always one or two steps ahead of where we are, then we're never really where we are. And we never really get where we want to go. We got to be where we are to get to where we want to go. So Clint's taking that shoulder variation on this side. And if you're taking it, put the opposite wrist in front from what you did before, just to change things up. And then soften, slow down your breath. It's okay if you're wobbly. Grow a root down through the base of your big left toe. That is your anchor. Where are you now? What's the self-conversation now? What's the truth now? Take one more inhale. Exhale, gently release your hands, release your foot. You can take a little swing, twist side to side if that feels good for you. And then find the top of your mat. Last time to flow if you want it. Palms forward, Tadasana. Inhale, that's okay, hon. Reach your arms out and up. Your hands can even touch and you can lean a little back as your tailbone gets heavy if you want. And then exhale, little bend in your knees, fold over your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step back. So this is your last opportunity to flow. Or if you're like, you know what, I'm ready for a down dog, I'm ready for a child's pose, take those things. Otherwise, switch up your back bend in your flow. And then make your way back. Yeah. Inhale, look forward between your hands. Exhale, either bring your knees down or take a light hop forward to a seat. Yeah, whatever you need to make your way down to your mat. Come on down. Nice. And then plant your feet, knees bent in the air. Yeah, facing one side of your mat, actually. One end of it. Yeah, there you go. Scoot yourself a little forward towards the front so you've got space to go back. Hands to your shins, lift through your heart, inhale. Exhale, round back through your heart, rock back until you give yourself a hug in. And then with your hands on your knees, on your back, slow down your breath. You can take some circles with your knees in one direction and the other. That might feel really good. Yeah. And then bring your left foot to the earth, knee bent in the air. Hug your right knee in. And then send your right knee a little out to the right. Hands go behind your knee, so to your thigh there, the back of your thigh. And then half happy baby. So the foot can stay down if that feels like enough, or you go ahead and let the sole of the foot face the sky, flexing through your right toes. So the right knee and the right thigh are just outside the right side of your upper body. Whew, and then hands can stay behind the thigh, hugging in, or your hands can come up to your shin and calf, maybe up to the ankle or the foot or big toe. But go somewhere where you feel like, you know what? I could hang out here without feeling like, when is she going to cue me to move again? So that's another part of being present and being where we can find some happiness, some contentment. It's just setting ourselves up to be in places where we don't feel like we need to constantly get out of them. And that can be hard. But most of the time we have a bit more control of that than we actually realize. I do want to say, if your upper body is feeling tense at all here, feel free to place something under your head, a blanket, a block, a pillow, anything to prop it up a little bit to give you a little more release. Now, go ahead and begin to straighten into your right leg. You can walk your hands further down the leg if you need to, towards the back of the thigh again, or maybe they stay up on the shin or the ankle or the big toe, reaching up through the heel. And the leg will even come a little back to center towards midline rather than out to your side. Going in for a little hamstring stretch here. And you can keep the heel reaching up, toes flexed, or if it feels good, point and flex your toes a little bit, creating just some subtle movement in the back of your right leg. Nice, and then gently hug that right knee back in. Nice. Let your left leg go long on the mat. And then use your left hand outside your right knee to bring your right knee over to the left into a little spinal twist. It's okay to rock onto the outer left hip there. That's just fine. And your right arm can reach out to the right a bit. I'm going to shift the camera a bit here so you can all see maybe a little bit better. One more inhale, exhale, and then inhale, bring your gaze and the knees back up. Both knees hug in. We're just going to do the second side of that series briefly. Both knees hug in for a moment, slow down your breath, and then hug the left knee and bring the right foot to the earth. Send the left knee just outside the side body to the left, half happy baby. Hands come behind your left knee to the right, or left thigh rather, yeah. You can hug in there, send the sole of the foot to the sky, flex through the toes. Maybe hands eventually walk up to shin and calf, ankle, big toe, whatever feels good. Now we're still here, we're still in the yoga practice, but I do want to let you know we don't have too much time left. So after we finish this series, we'll be in a resting place for just a short amount of time, but if you do have longer to rest, I highly recommend doing so. Resting longer after we're together on Instagram. And then go ahead and straighten into that left leg, get the hamstring stretch so the leg can come a little back in towards the midline of your body. Hands behind the thigh is great, or if you feel so inclined, you can walk them up the calf or the ankle, big toe. You can keep the toes flexed or point and flex, whichever feels best. And go ahead and hug that knee back in. Let your right leg go long, so hug the left knee in. Then right hand to the outside of the left knee, sending the left knee over to the right side of your body. You can roll a little onto the outside of that right hip. Sending your left arm out to the left, maybe even looking a little to the left. You could close your eyes, slow down your breath. One more, inhale. Exhale. Gently come back to center. Give both knees a hug in. And then if there's anything else you want to do, if you want a full happy baby, a plow, a bridge, anything like that, feel free to take it. This is your practice. This is your time. When you're ready, either let your legs go long for your final rest, Shavasana, or you could take a seated meditation if you're like, you know what, I want to just feel a little more upright before I move on with the rest of my day. That's another great option. So we're going to be here not too long, a little under a minute. I'll let you know when that's up, and you can stay there longer if you can. I encourage it. Or come out with me if you're ready. So big inhale through your nose. Once you get to your place, part your lips, sigh it out, let it go. Close your eyes, settle in. Minute or so of silence. John Kabat-Zinn said, "The practice of mindfulness. The real practice of mindfulness is living your life as if it really mattered from moment to moment." If you're staying here, stay here. Otherwise, hands come together in front of your heart. You can do this on your back or seated. We'll take a sigh and then the sound of Om. Inhale through your nose. Part your lips, sigh it out. Inhale for Om. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. I'm Elsa. Have a great day.